You've seen him before. It's Tom Nash, and he's here to talk about thriving in our community. And we know you thrive regularly. Just before we go into Thrive itself, tell me how you've been doing. What's been going on with you?
Well, I've been doing well, keeping busy. We have a show, as you know, on here on Channel 6 called Laguna Woods Stories every Wednesday at noon.
Okay.
And been having a lot of fun doing that.
Yes, good. You're finding some people who are obviously thriving in the community.
Yes, we are.
Good.
And there are a lot of people.
Good.
The Thrive program is something that GRF board started, I think, and Beth Perrick, who's a board member, is kind of the push behind this.
Right.
And I think the idea here is that a lot of seniors appreciate the opportunities that we have as seniors. This is the best job I've ever had, being retired. I can kind of do what I want to do. I loved my work. I was a college teacher. You love your work, but it's wonderful to have the freedom that comes with retirement.
Right.
But with retirement and with older years also comes a lot of loss. And we lose friends, we lose family members, and we lose physical ability sometimes. We find that we're weaker, and so that loss sometimes becomes kind of overwhelming, and people tend to, especially right after they've gone through a severe loss, to kind of close themselves off. And even though there's wonderful opportunities all around them, they stay home, and watching television is okay. Television is, somebody said, television is a great servant, but a terrible master. And so if your whole life is involved in just sitting at home watching television, you're missing out. And so what we're trying to do through the Thrive program is get people involved.
Right.
And we do that primarily by showing people and telling people what other people are doing to be involved. Now, we've had a show, Scott Marvel has done a show here on Channel 6 all about thriving, all about what various people are doing, and that's been on the air for some time, and it's a great show. And but it only gets those who watch Channel 6, and there are people who watch other channels. So we're branching out a little bit, and we're going to be producing a bunch of 30-second public service announcements that are just little mini stories of people who have come here and have overcome some kind of difficulty and are thriving.
Good.
And these will be scattered out in some of the other channels that are in our system here.
Okay, that's
so
a great idea.
This is a great opportunity.
For somebody who knows someone who is in that situation where they've had a ton of loss, or physically they've lost something, and now they're sad and depressed, and they are that person sitting at home. What would you recommend that person does for them?
Well, I think telling them what to do doesn't usually work very well.
Right.
So just being there, encourage them, and maybe take them somewhere or do something. In my own situation, I moved into the village. My wife and I moved into the village 5 years ago, and 5 months after we moved in, my wife died.
Oh my!
And of course, that was really hard.
Sure.
And you get a lot of support the first couple of weeks, and then it pretty much tails off. And I was sitting home watching television a lot, and just feeling bad. And for some reason, I made a critical decision, a good decision, and that is my wife and I were dancers, and we loved to dance together, but now I didn't have a dance partner, and so I thought, I still want to dance, but I don't have any to dance with. I don't know anybody here who dances. So I decided to take a dance class, one of Candy Davis's dance classes, and it seemed odd. It was only like 3 or 4 months after my wife died, and it was hard. and I just decided to do it anyway. Do it anyway, and that's kind of a motto. I would say, yes, it will be hard to make a decision to sort of get past your grief and do something you want to do anyway.
Right.
But that resulted in my getting connected with a bunch of people who dance and built some wonderful friendships, and that was 5 years ago.
Right, and here you are.
And here I am, and thriving, really. But I had to make that decision that I was going to get off my duff, stop feeling so sorry for myself, and get out and do something.
Right.
And that's what thriving is all about.
And you chose something that you love to do.
Yes.
And you took that chance and you weren't afraid. And
well, I was afraid, but I did it anyway.
But you did it anyway.
Yeah.
Well, at least you got past that front door.
It seemed weird.
Yeah.
It seemed scary.
Right.
But I did it.
But here you are, 5 years later, and you're doing great, and you're thriving.
Right.
You have a show, and you're dancing, and you're doing all sorts of great stuff.
Right.
Nice.
Right. So,
well, good.
So yeah, it's possible.
Okay. All right, excellent. So helping yourself is obviously something that you have to really be able to do. However, having supportive friends and groups that you've got so many of here in Laguna Woods.
And there are a lot of wonderful people here, and there are so many opportunities. So somebody said 250 clubs. I think it changes daily practically,
yes.
But any interest that you can think of, there's other people who would want to do it.
Right.
And they will want to, meet you and encourage you and that sort of thing. But for the most part, you've got to take the initiative. You've got to get off your duff and do it.
Okay. All right. Excellent. So what do we have to look forward to? What's going to be happening next with Thrive?
Well, with Thrive, we will be the video club. I'm involved with the video club.
Okay.
We will be taking some leadership and producing a whole lot of short videos that encourage people just to do this.
Okay.
Here's somebody that, one story we're going to be doing shortly is a woman who was recently widowed, came here, knew nobody, was just miserable, and somehow she got involved with the dance group, and because I know her from there,
right?
But she says, I love it here. Yes. But she took the initiative to do something.
Okay.
And so we'll have a lot of little mini stories, 30-second stories of people who are thriving, and hopefully that'll encourage other people to do this.
Well, and I like it that you've made it sort of a PSA kind of thing. So it's sort of informative, and you're going to show a highlight of someone, and so hopefully that will inspire someone else to do the same thing.
That's what we're hoping.
Excellent. Well, thank you for the information. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
And glad to see that you're thriving.
And you. Thank you.
And don't forget that if you are interested in the Thrive Project, you can probably get in touch with the Video Club, and they would be able to help you out. We'll be right back after this.